Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. So I've used a variety of content management systems through the years, and believe me, I've used probably all of them. And let me just regale you with the tales of CMSs. I think the first one I really truly used was Gray Matter. And if you even remember Gray Matter, I would be shocked. Like a set of CGI scripts, but it was so amazing that even after years of doing publishing online, I could just press a button, enter some text into a form, and have it published as a web page. Unbelievable. And I moved from Gray Matter, and then I tried Blogger, and then actually integrated Blogger's FTP feature to do a blog post on Lockernome, or I guess it was a blog, the first blog on Lockernome called Bits and Bytes, information that, I wasn't writing up in our newsletter at the time. And so I played with Blogger. I ended up being a Blogger Pro subscriber. And then years later, I realized I would like to do this more on a personal basis. And this is right around the time that blogging software became popular. Movable Type was released for the first time, and I started to use Movable Type on chris.perlow.com. The very first posts, which I do believe are still in the archive, were made in a completely different CMS than what I'm currently using. So Movable Type was nice. It worked well, or at least well enough, and you couldn't beat the price. I think I paid $50 for a business license, even though you could use it personally at that point in time, and it wasn't too much of a problem. Used Movable Type for that blog, and then Lockernome really didn't do much. We actually tried to create our own CMS, but that ended up being a challenge and a half. I ended up moving my personal blog to Blogware, which was run by 2 cows, and that was a colossal failure from the word go. They did not innovate or iterate. It was a horrible experience. I gotta tell you, I felt trapped, and that's when I learned the lesson, closed source utilities can be frustrating, not as fun as you would like them to be, especially if you need something to do something that it doesn't, and there's no way of getting the company or team to make it do the thing that you need it to do. So then I moved from Blogware to WordPress about the same time, roughly the same time that we'd migrated from a custom CMS to using Movable Type for Lockernome.com. So I was then using WordPress and Movable Type, and I liked a lot about what WordPress was, so I said, I think we could run Lockernome on WordPress and be just fine. There's some differences between the two platforms. We're trading some headaches for other headaches, and so I moved. I moved Lockernome.com to what was it? I moved it to WordPress MU, the first version, and that was a colossal mistake. It was riddled with so many insecurity. I was riddled with insecurities, so many security problems, and really instabilities. But Lockernome kept running, had a lot of issues and headaches in the beginning, and unfortunately, every step of the way, I did not have any designers on hand, any developers on hand, and it was it's still doing well. We're still around, but we ended up migrating from WPMU back to the WordPress core of a single user blog. And then, of course, my personal blog at chris.perlow.com has been running WordPress since that migration. I've been happy enough, I would say, with WordPress, but I had a chance to play with Joomla. One year for GnomeDex, we ran that, and it was a catastrophe, too. The guy who set it up just disappeared, and I didn't know what the hell to change. Joomla was actually out of the ashes of, was it Mamba? Mamba or Mambo? One of the two. Mamba, I want to say. Stacy Ferris would tell me. He's a Nomie. He's still steeped in Joomla, although he's not a fan either. So I tried Drupal for a while, and Drupal, I gotta tell you, I've never spent more money on having nothing at the end of the day, and that is my experience with Drupal. There are very few words in the English language that could make me cry blood than that word, and I don't even think it's an English word. Well, it is now. I mean, it's the CMS Drupal. Oh, but Drupal, you can make it do whatever you want it to do. Yeah, if you know how to do it. So that's the thing. I don't necessarily know how to make things work, and yeah, you can add a plugin, but do you realize that every time you add a plugin to any one of these CMSs, you could be introducing problems? And that's happened with me over and over. So last night, I gave a presentation, kind of an extended version of this, talking about my experiences with WordPress that you might be interested in if you're in the WordPress world. I uploaded the MP3, kind of a podcast, to nomies.com. You can take a look. I've got it linked in the description here if you want to listen to it. And if your business is contingent on these open source CMSs, or any CMS, really, you owe it to yourself to take a listen. And those who have listened to it, and I don't know if anybody back here has to this point, because I just uploaded it last night, could probably tell you their experiences with CMSs. So I'm going to ask you this, because people ask me all the time, hey, what's your favorite CMS? I don't really have a favorite, but maybe you do. And really, why are you using a CMS that you're using, more than just saying WordPress for the win or Drupal for the win. Why? What makes it better than everything else? Of course, as I said, if you're interested in that, I think it was a 40-minute presentation, just audio only. I've got it linked in the description of this video. You can check it out right below. It's on nomees.com.